later, it's the papers and everything else we need to talk about, including the pink jumper that's apparently tearing the MAGA crowd apart in the USA. Now, before we get into our next debate, we've got to mention this fire in Hong Kong, which is so awful. Public housing apartments in the Tai Po district were engulfed in a major fire last night. It makes us think of Grenfell, doesn't it? Officials say the fires are now under control in 4 of the 7 buildings. It seems to have gone from one building to another. We know, this is live now, okay, these shots. We know at least 55 people are being killed, but crucially, 270 are still unaccounted for. And there are questions as to how the fire started, how it spread so quickly, and police have immediately blamed the construction company's gross negligence, they say, because they may have used unsafe scaffolding and foam materials during maintenance work. So it's not, as in Grenfell, it was an existing cladding. This seems to have been a temporary structure that may have caught first.
And I hope they'll learn the same lessons, that you have to introduce the legislation to make these things safe. What's staggering is we're looking at those live pictures there. 24 hours ago, that was already burning. That's been going for a long, long time in a dense city where those skyscrapers, they're packed in. It's easy to spread from one to the other.
Yeah, you're right. They're still, I mean, you just dread to think what they're going to find inside there. But anyway, thoughts with you if your family are out in Hong Kong or whatever. Okay, I'd love your calls on whether it's okay for the police to use an AI assistant. This is the thing now. 0207 862 2222. If you give us a call, you will actually get a human being. We're not bringing in AI. But the UK's first police chatbot, powered by artificial intelligence, has been launched as part of a new trial by Thames Valley Police and the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Constabulary. It's called Bobbi. It will answer frequently asked non-emergency questions. The idea is to help ease pressure on emergency call handlers, giving them more time to respond to the more serious calls. The AI bot is trained using the same information given to human operators, and if it's unable to answer, then a member of police staff will step in. So it's what they call triage, isn't it, that you have in hospital reception? Is that right? So basically it's trying to identify time wasters, I think.
Well, indeed, and I actually think it's really fantastic that AI is being able to use in this way, because what we're able to then achieve is seeing actually when we are using AI and it's making things more efficient, we're talking about less police resources being used on specific things. I will say, my only concern with this sort of thing is actually ensuring that the AI is not then responding to somebody that is, I don't know, being kidnapped and doesn't know exactly what's going on. But it sounds as though they are putting in the right precautions.
Well, from what I've seen of it, I don't think it's a voice. I think it's a checkbox on the screen. And it might be that you're basically, is it an emergency? Yes. What's happening? Fire, crime, violence. And you're straight through to a human being. That's what you'd hope, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, anyone who's used customer support for any private company will know how prevalent these kinds of systems are now. What's good is we're seeing the public sector catch up much more quickly. They're usually quite slow with technology. I was really staggered by some of these numbers. One of the forces saying that you get about 5,000 calls come into their rooms across a 24-hour period. And so it's about prioritising those that are genuine emergencies. And I think this is going to weed a lot of those non-emergencies out, deal with them via a chatbot, and mean that the humans can deal with the real urgent problems.
Police have recently released some of the calls to 999 which were not serious, including a guy who had a dent in his car, a guy who was complaining that his wife had not packed his packed lunch, and a man who was lost in the centre of Liverpool and needed directions.
I laugh.
999.
Yeah, it's awful. I laugh, and the thing is, it's so funny because I remember being in primary school and we were trained on this stuff in school. This is what's an emergency. This is what you call 999 for. And if it's not an emergency, there are other mobile numbers you can call. Quite frankly, it's ridiculous that taxpayer money is being wasted in all of these scam calls. And if AI can help reduce that, then more power to them. I just hope that there is the adequate sort of checks in place to ensure that it isn't going to result in somebody, you think of the worst, don't you? Somebody that's been kidnapped that then asks an AI chatbot that doesn't know what's happening.
What you mean tries to make a coded message?
Well, you never know what can happen.
To be honest, the human operator would probably miss that as well. I don't know. Maybe. I just feel that if you are a taxpayer, and as you keep saying, we're paying more tax than at any time in the last million years or something, then you expect to ring phone number and get a human being. I mean, is this too much to ask?
Well, it depends what your problem is, isn't it? If it's
Well,
something
no,
really
I don't
minor,
want to talk to a robot under any circumstances.
then you're going to have a bad time in the future, because I think that's the direction we're going in.
Well, but not policing. I mean, well, the next thing is they'll be turning out for crimes,
Well, let's hope not.
Well, I
think,
don't know.
Well, maybe they'll be more efficient. Maybe an AI robot going to solve a crime, you're not killing a human being, you're not putting police at risk. Maybe we should get robot police.
OK, that's a thought. Rob in Manchester, what do you think, Rob?
No, it's a fabulous idea. They've trialled it up here, actually, and on the non-emergency 999 line. So, the secondary line. Is it 111 or 101?
Yeah,
the one that you call to log stuff, be it fly tipping or whatever else. And it's great. And, of course, what you and Reem just mentioned about the inappropriate calls, of course, what AI can do, those numbers get stored on the database anyway. That can get fed straight into the feed point of an AI device. And, of course, they can get dumped straight into a filter. So those time wasters are just talking to a computer all day.
Well, yeah. The funny thing about that, yes, you raise a good point that the computer could actually deliberately waste the time of the time waster by talking slowly or something. Is the AI machine responding in a way you can hear, or is it just checkboxes, Rob?
No, it's actually interactive. So it's similar to, if you, I won't name any of them, obviously, but if you ring any of the major banks or telephony companies, the mobile companies, it's the same principle as the pre-recorded answer phones on there. And they're obviously high-caliber fans of high-caliber broadcasters, because they've named them clearly after you and Vernon Cakes. They're called Jeremy and Vernon, the two operators.
That's nice. I'm having lunch with Vernon later. I'll tell him that.
Well, send him my regards.
He'll be delighted, yeah. That's crazy.
I live just down the road from his parents, so send them my regards.
Oh, yeah, he's a lovely guy. All right, well, listen, in that case, that's a bit more. And of course, that now triggers me even more, because I'm now on the phone to somebody who's pretending to be human.
You don't like robots, do you, John?
When I'm a victim of crime, I want a detective to start looking for clues from the moment we start the conversation.
I've got a story that will support you. This is from 2019. There was a robot policeman or police robot in Los Angeles. The headline is, "Police robot told woman to go away after she reported a crime, then sang a song." So they're not quite there yet, technologically.
Wow.
No, you're right. But I don't know if you saw, Russia decided to say, these are our robots, our AI robots. And they brought out this, there's a huge fanfare, big stage. Another human being was walking suspiciously close to the robot, as if worried, and then the robot just simply tanks and goes like that. It falls. It's the most embarrassing. You think they wanted to show they've got robots and they've gone too early. Christine in Warwickshire, how are you?
Oh, hello, Jeremy. I'm fine, thank you.
Would you be all right with? I suppose it's like a chat bot, or where either you ring or you've got the screen, and it's not it's not a human being. Are you okay with that?
No, not at all. We've had several issues locally that I've called in, and it's been a normal person that we're talking to originally, who has been actively looking at the case. But then when it's gone through their system, for instance, there was a public order dispute that is a live case I reported the 12th of October. It took a week for them to take my statement. It took them until last week to take my husband's statement. Oh. And the guy who's doing the job is either on holiday or is on a weekend leave. Yeah. And the statement my husband did, he had to alter it 3 times last week. We're still waiting for it to get signed off.
But that's the problem with human beings, isn't it? Not robots. It's humans. Robots don't take holidays.
Exactly, but if we give this to an AI who these humans have been dealing with and programmed, what are we going to get then?
Well, we won't get holidays because AI doesn't go on holiday.
You say that. There will be a strike by AI. I guarantee.
There'll be a new union for AI robots.
That'll have to be paid off, yeah. Christine, thank you.
But it's humans
go on.
Program these. It's
Sorry?
It's humans that program them.
I know, but the whole point about AI is it builds its own intelligence with experience, and it's perfectly possible that we could program it and it could attack us. I mean, that's
AI strike.
Well, I think so.
There is a point to be made here, though, about bias, because we code these things, we code our own biases into them. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a problem with this kind of low-level chatbot, but it's something really serious, especially when it starts to become public services like the police.
Exactly. Thank you, Christine. After the break, it's the papers and